Hello everyone, my name is Tessa, and as you may or may not be aware, Anime Expo is in 4 days. I am driving out in 2 days, which means I just barely finished packing my convention bag. And as a bit of a chronic overpacker, I have spent the last few years really deciding what I need, what I don't need, what I actually use and don't. So I feel like I've gotten the convention bag down to a science. So let's see what's in mine. Now, everything that I put into my bag can be divided into things I use for content and things that are just things I need. So, starting with the content tools, I always make sure that I have my tripod with me. This one has a little remote so that you can take pictures and videos without having to touch your phone. I also always make sure to have a charger. This one plugs into the wall. My girlfriend who I go to conventions with always makes sure to bring a portable charger, and this way we have both. And then the last piece of content related things in my bag is this little bag, which has my camera and my microphone kit, which I actually need to replace because I dropped my phone while it was plugged into the microphone kit and it broke the receiver. So those can be taken out for now. Moving those things to the side, everything left in the bag is things that I use and need, not so much for my phone. So I take my water bottle with me everywhere. This goes to work with me, this goes to class with me, this obviously goes to conventions with me. I cannot live without it. I constantly need to have fresh, cold water with me, so this is a lifesaver. I also always make sure to have 2 extra wig caps just in case one rips or I have a friend that needs one, because there's nothing worse than needing a wig cap and not having one. And then I always bring safety pins because there's nothing worse than something tearing, a zipper breaking, anything happening where you need a safety pin and you cannot find any. So I just always make sure that I have a pack. Now the last 2 things that go into my Ida bag are my 2 bags that just go with me in every bag. I don't really unpack them, they just go into every bag I have to make sure that I always have the things I need. This one has my hand sanitizer, a little mini first aid kit, deodorant, and then both a lip gloss and a tinted lip balm because I get really dry lips and this keeps me from looking like a mess. And then the majority of the space in this bag is taken up by my nail care because I feel like having a nail file is just as important as having safety pins. It is awful when you snag or tear a nail and then it catches on your wigs, on your clothes, on your cosplays. I just think it's easy to have something that will help you to file that down. And then my hand lotion to combat how dry my hands get using hand sanitizer all the time. And a little roll-on perfume as well as a teeth whitening stick because I just want to make sure that I always smell nice and I look as good as possible for my pictures. The very last bag in my Ida bag is my personal care bag. This bag carries my glasses and my sunglasses as well as Excedrin. I was in a really nasty car accident about a year and a half ago, and I was concussed, and while I passed my physical therapy with flying colors, I still get headaches pretty easily, and bright lights are kind of the worst trigger for it, so I make sure that I always have sunglasses because sometimes it can just get to be a little bit much at conventions. And then the only other thing in this bag is a handful of different kinds of pads and 4 different flavors of gum because I cannot stand when my mouth tastes like the food that I eat. Now that I've shown you everything that goes into the bag, let's show you how I pack it all up. Now, this bag is very small and doesn't allow for room for things like snacks or a change of shoes. That's by design because otherwise my bag ends up super heavy, so we just leave those in the car that we park at the convention center instead. But that is everything that I pack in my Ida bag. Happy packing, and I hope that you guys have a great Anime Expo. Bye!